The old space station floated silently near a dying red star. Its metal walls groaned every time the star breathed out a wave of heat. Most people avoided this lonely place, but today something rare was happening. A giant cargo ship, dark and heavy like a forgotten shadow, slowly moved toward Docking Bay 3. Inside the station, the alert lights flashed yellow. "Incoming passenger," the AI voice announced. Evan Reed looked up from his workbench, confused. He lived alone here for almost a year. No visitors. No noise. No company except machines. So this alert was unusual, even a little scary. Evan brushed dust off his hands and muttered, "Who would come here? Nobody even knows this station works." The AI voice replied, "Passenger identity, Lara 9. Status, rejected mail order bride." Evan raised an eyebrow. A bride? To this place? That must be a mistake. But the voice did not change. The cargo ship docked with a heavy metallic thud. Steam hissed from the doors. Evan felt the hair on his arms stand up. Something was wrong. It was too silent, too slow, like someone was forcing the ship to move, not guiding it willingly. He walked to the docking bay, his boots echoing in the empty hallway. The lights flickered as if the station itself felt nervous. When the outer doors unlocked, Evan took a deep breath. The inner door slid open. A woman stepped out. She was tall, much taller than any person Evan had met. Nearly 7 feet. Strong shoulders, heavy-built arms, and long dark hair tied back. Her clothes were simple and torn in a few places, like she had traveled a long, hard path. She carried only one thing, a small metal box held close to her chest. Her eyes met Evan's eyes. They were not cold, not angry, but tired. Deeply tired. Like she had been running for years. "Are you Evan Reed?" she asked in a calm voice. Evan nodded. "Yes. And you must be Lara 9. She hesitated before saying, "Just call me Lara." She waited, as if expecting him to stare, judge, or look away like the others she had known. Most people did. People who ordered mail-order brides wanted small, soft women, not someone big and strong like her. She knew it. She had been rejected many times, always with the same reason, too big. But Evan did not show fear. Or disgust. He simply looked at her like a person. Evan cleared his throat. "Well, welcome." Lara gave a small nod but didn't relax. Her eyes moved around the dark station. She was scanning everything, mapping exits, counting cameras. Evan noticed but said nothing. "Your ship," Evan asked, "is the pilot still?" "There was no pilot," Lara replied. "I came alone." Her words sent a chill across Evan's arms. Cargo ships did not fly alone. Not through dangerous space. Not without control. Before he could ask more, the lights flickered again. Harder this time. The hallway dimmed to a deep red glow. The AI voice said, "Warning. Unknown signal detected inside the station." Evan frowned. "Inside? That doesn't make sense." Lara tightened her grip on the metal box. Her expression changed, like fear mixed with anger. Evan noticed the box vibrate slightly. "What is that?" he asked softly. Lara didn't answer right away. She looked around as if the walls could hear her. Finally, she whispered, "It means they found me." "Who?" Evan asked. But before she could speak, the lights shut off completely. Total darkness swallowed them. Only the red emergency strips on the floor glowed like weak dying veins. A deep humming sound filled the station. It was not mechanical. It was something different, almost alive. Lara stepped forward quickly. Her voice was firm. "We need to move. Now." Evan followed her, confused but trusting the urgency in her tone. She moved with speed and skill, too smooth for someone who claimed to be a simple bride. As they reached the next corridor, the emergency lights flickered on again. Evan could finally see her face clearly. She was breathing fast but controlled. Her jaw tight, her muscles tense. "Lara, what's going on?" he asked. She stared at the glowing metal box in her hands. Blue light leaked from its edges like trapped lightning. "I didn't come here to be a bride," she said quietly. "I came here to hide. And to survive." Evan blinked. "Hide from who?" "The people who made me," Lara answered. "And the people who want to erase me." Evan stopped walking. The words hit him like a shock. "Erase you?" She nodded. "I escaped from them yesterday. They will not stop until they find me." Evan felt his heart pound. He looked at the dark halls around him. "Why come here? Why my station?" "Because it is old, forgotten, unregistered. They can't track me easily here." She looked at Evan carefully. "And because you were the only person who did not request something perfect. Your file said you accepted anything the agency sent. I hoped that meant you were kind." Evan swallowed, not knowing what to say. Suddenly, the station AI voice returned, but now it sounded distorted. "Warning, intrusion detected, unknown entity inside." Static cut it off. Lara took a step back. "It has begun. They are inside." Evan stared at her. "Who is inside?" She looked at him with honest fear for the first time. "The hunters." And then the corridor lights died again, one by one, moving toward them like something was walking through the station. Darkness wrapped around the station like a heavy cloak. The emergency lights slowly faded, one corridor at a time, as if something invisible moved through the metal halls, something that swallowed power. Evan Reed stood frozen. He had lived here for a year, but he had never seen the station behave like this. Alarms were silent. The air felt colder. Even the metal under his boots seemed to tremble. Beside him, Lara 9 closed her eyes and listened. She wasn't panicking. She was calculating. "They are 3 levels down," she whispered. Her voice was steady, but her hands gripped the glowing metal box tighter. Evan stared at her. "How do you know that?" Lara opened her eyes. "Because they trained me to hear them." Her words hung heavy between them. This wasn't just fear. This was a past chasing her. "Come," Lara said. "We need to move before they reach the core." They hurried through the hallway. Lara's steps were silent. Even though she was tall and strong, she moved with perfect control. Evan followed behind, feeling the vibrations in the floor growing stronger. "What are they?" he asked. "Not soldiers," Lara replied. "Something worse." They reached a maintenance hatch. Lara bent easily and twisted the lock open. Evan noticed her strength, unnatural strength. She didn't struggle. She didn't hesitate. She just moved like she was built for survival. Inside the maintenance tunnel, the lights were dim blue. The narrow space forced Evan to crawl behind her. He tried again. "Lara, who are you running from?" Lara stopped. For a moment, she didn't speak. Then she whispered, "The lab that created me. The Titan Project." Evan felt his breath catch. He had heard rumors, secret experiments, engineered humans for high-gravity worlds, but nothing confirmed. Nothing real. Until now. "They made many of us," Lara said as she crawled forward. "Stronger bones. Larger muscles. Enhanced hearing. Fast reaction. Perfect workers for deadly planets." "But you're not just a worker," Evan said. "You think. You feel." "That was their mistake," Lara replied quietly. They reached the end of the tunnel, and she pushed open a round hatch. They entered a supply room filled with half-functioning machines and old crates. "But why chase you?" Evan asked. Lara turned to him, her dark hair shadowing her face. "Because I took something." She lifted the metal box. Its blue glow reflected on her skin. Evan swallowed. "What's inside?" Before she could answer, a loud boom echoed through the station. The metal floor shook. Crates rattled. Dust fell from the ceiling. They broke through level 3, Lara said. They're close. Evan moved to the door, but Lara grabbed his arm, surprisingly gentle for someone so strong. Listen, she said. You don't have to stay. You don't even know me. You can escape in the emergency pod. Evan looked into her tired eyes. I'm not leaving you. Lara blinked. No one had ever said that to her. Before she could react, the door panel flickered alive. The screen showed lines of code streaming too fast to read. Something was hacking the station. They're breaking the AI, Evan whispered. Lara nodded. They always attack the system first. Then the people. Then we need to get to the reactor hall, Evan said. I can shut the station into lockdown. That'll slow them. No, Lara said. They have tools for that. Only one thing can stop them. She opened the metal box. A bright blue light spilled out, filling the room with a soft hum almost like a heartbeat. Inside was a transparent data core, shaped like a crystal cylinder. Tiny lights flickered inside like trapped stars. Evan stepped closer. What is that? It is my creator's final message, Lara said. Proof of everything the Titan project did. Proof of what they plan next. What do they plan? Lara's voice dropped. They want to replace humans. Not help them. Evan felt chills run down his back. So this could destroy them? Yes, Lara said. It could expose them to the Federation. If this data goes public, the entire project collapses. Then we have to protect it. Another explosion shook the station, closer this time. Evan's heart raced. We need to move, Lara said firmly. They rushed out of the supply room into a wider corridor. Cold smoke drifted through the air. The lights flickered violently. It felt like the station was trying to stay alive. As they ran, a distorted voice echoed through the speakers. Lara 9, return the data core. Evan froze. The voice was not human. It was flat, emotionless, layered with electronic distortion. They're using the AI speakers, Evan said. They're inside the system. Lara pulled him forward. Ignore them. They only speak to break your mind. The station lights flashed red. Heavy footsteps echoed from the far end of the corridor. Not normal footsteps. These were heavy, metallic, sharp, like armored machines walking on steel. Evan's hands shook. What are those? Lara inhaled slowly. Hunters. 3 shadows appeared in the hallway, tall armored figures with glowing red visors. Their movements were silent but deadly. They scanned the corridor with cold precision. Evan whispered, We're trapped. Lara stepped in front of him. Stay behind me. But. No arguments, she said. I was made for this. Her posture changed, calm, powerful, ready for battle. The hunters turned their heads toward them. Their visors glowed brighter. A deep mechanical voice said, Target located. Lara whispered to Evan, When I move, run to the reactor hall. Do not look back. Lara. She didn't let him finish. She charged. The corridor exploded into chaos. The corridor shook as Lara charged forward. Her steps were thunder in the metal hall. Evan had never seen a human or anything human move like that. She wasn't fast, she was instant. 1 second she stood beside him, the next she was already smashing into the first hunter. The echo of metal hitting metal filled the station. Go, she shouted. Evan forced his legs to move. His heart hammered like a war drum as he sprinted down the corridor toward the reactor hall. Behind him, he heard crashing, sparks, and the deep metallic roars of the hunters. But he did not look back. Lara had told him not to. The station lights flickered above him, creating strange shadows that danced along the walls. Alarms wailed, but the sound kept cutting out, as if the hunters were chewing through the station's systems piece by piece. He reached the reactor hall door and slammed the emergency switch. The door slid open slowly, struggling for power. The room inside glowed bright blue from the reactor core, a giant cylinder of spinning light. The hum was loud, but steady. Alive. Evan rushed to the control panel. AI, lockdown command, he shouted. The screen flickered, static crawling across it. A distorted voice answered instead. Access denied. Station overridden. His stomach dropped. They had full control. Evan. The shout echoed down the hallway. He turned. Lara appeared, breathing hard, her hair wild, her arms covered in bruises and metal scratches. Behind her, 2 hunters lay broken on the floor, torn wires and sparks pouring from their armor. But a third hunter still stood, limping forward, its visor cracked but glowing bright red like an angry eye. Lara stepped into the reactor hall. It won't stop. Even damaged, it will follow until we're dead. Evan backed toward her. What do we do? Lara held the metal box tightly. The data core must be broadcast from inside the reactor field. It's the only signal strong enough to break through their jamming. That will expose your location, Evan said. They already know my location, Lara answered quietly. The hunter stepped into the doorway, sparks falling from its chest. Evan whispered, "Can we block it out?" Lara shook her head. Its armor can survive anything except. She looked at the glowing reactor core. Evan understood. Except the reactor. Lara nodded once. Yes. But I need time to activate the data core. I need at least 1 minute. Evan swallowed. Then I'll hold it off. Lara's eyes widened. No. It will kill you. Evan's voice was soft but steady. You risked your life for me. Let me do something for you. The hunter raised its weapon. A sharp metal blade extended with a violent hiss. Lara stepped forward, voice firm. I am not losing another person. For a moment, the two of them stood still, two broken souls in a storm of machines and secrets. Then Lara placed the metal box in Evan's hands. Keep it steady. Hold it toward the core. Her voice trembled slightly. I will handle the hunter. Evan held the box like it was a living thing. The data core inside glowed brighter, reacting to the reactor energy. Lara turned toward the hunter. Her body changed. Not in shape, but in presence. Her posture lowered, her muscles tightened, and her eyes burned with a fierce, unbreakable fire. She was done running. The hunter lunged forward. Lara moved faster. Metal clashed, sparks flew, and their shadows twisted across the glowing blue walls. Lara slammed her elbow into the hunter's visor, cracking it further. The hunter swung its blade, slicing across her arm. Lara grunted but didn't fall. Evan watched, terrified and helpless, as the two giants fought like titans. Evan! Lara shouted. Now! Activate it! Evan turned the dial on the box. The data core inside burst into a brilliant light. A soft hum grew louder, vibrating through the floor. The reactor lights flared in response. A blue wave rippled across the room. The hunter froze. Its systems flickered. Its movements slowed, jerky and confused. Lara used the moment. She grabbed the hunter by the torso with both arms and pushed with all her strength. The hunter slid backward, scraping the floor. Closer. Closer. Toward the reactor edge. Lara roared, a sound full of pain, rage, and something deeper, freedom. With one final push, she shoved the hunter into the glowing field around the reactor core. The machine screamed as its armor melted like wax. Sparks exploded. Metal twisted. In seconds, the hunter was gone. Silence filled the hall, broken only by the hum of the reactor and Lara's heavy breathing. Evan ran to her. Lara! You're hurt. But she waved him off weakly. It doesn't matter. The data is sending. They looked at the reactor. The blue wave carried the data core's message across space, breaking through every layer of jamming. Far away, in the silent cold of the galaxy, the truth was now traveling toward the Federation. After a moment, the metal box beeped softly. Transmission complete. Lara exhaled slowly and almost collapsed, but Evan caught her. It's over, he said. She shook her head gently. No. It is beginning. Now the Federation knows the truth. They will come after the Titan project. And you? Evan asked. Lara looked at him, her tired eyes softening. Maybe. I can finally live. Not as a tool. Not as something too big for anyone. Just as myself. Evan smiled. Not the polite, empty smile he used to hide his pain, this one was warm, real, full of hope. You're not too big, he said. You're exactly who you're meant to be. For the first time since she stepped off that cargo ship, Lara believed him. The station's broken lights flickered back on, one by one, as if the place finally relaxed. Together, they stood before the glowing reactor, two survivors in the quiet aftermath of chaos. And slowly, a new future began.